They are just a few hundred meters away from the occupiers. The infantry of the 65th Mechanized Brigade is holding back the invaders in Zaporizhzhia without sleep, constantly under enemy fire. The fighters spend at least 10 days there. They say that getting out from Zero is a whole operation. TSN correspondents met the infantrymen during their latest rotation. In complete darkness, the long-awaited headlights appear. The infantry of the 65th is returning from their positions.
Hey, hello. God grant you health, Chaplain Commander. God bless the best people of the battalion. A band of brave eagles.
The guys spent more than 10 days at Zero. They admit their only desires are a shower and rest. But first, the call home.
Greetings.
Look how... It's okay, I'm already there. Everything's fine.
Getting out of position and reaching the point where the driver will meet is an extremely difficult task due to the enemy constantly lurking.
FPV drones. So you start jamming them with electronic warfare, and the FPV drones on fiber optics immediately start flying.
It is not easier in positions where the Russians do not give up trying to break through the defense line. The Russian forces are relentlessly hitting our infantry positions with heavy mortars, powerful artillery, and also the internationally banned phosphorus munitions. Without sleep, the infantrymen have to be on combat alert practically 24/7.
The guys cope however they can. Some with cigarettes, some with coffee, others with energy drinks.
After the commander's report, the infantrymen head home, which now looks like this.
The first few times we came here, no one had any idea what it would be like to sleep in a sleeping bag like this and on a bed like this. But now, well, everyone has somehow gotten used to it.
The position's senior dragon is only 23. 5 of those years have been at war. He served in air defense, and now he's been in the infantry for almost a year. He recalls how, in his first battle, he captured a Russian AK-12 as a trophy.
Artie, silence awaits us. Somewhere around 89, something like that.
Did you get to use it?
Well, did you at least fire it at yourself?
Yes, I even fired it at the training ground. We were zeroing it in. It shoots well.
He also has a captured Mavic drone, which he shot down when it was approaching our positions.
My combat pants bring me luck. They've been with me since I started serving in the infantry.
Even though he'd like to rest now, he says he lives by the war.
After 5 years in the army, I no longer see myself in civilian life. I'd like to go on vacation to the mountains, to the Carpathians. But there aren't enough people to replace me.
The infantry positions are constantly attacked by Russian FPV drones. Just recently, 15 strike drones flew in at the soldiers in a single day, one of which they managed to capture as a trophy.
As you can see, it's essentially intact. And you could say it's very much like a standard, mass-produced and typical Russian drone. And by the way, it's completely ready for use.
However, the enemy hardware damaged their equipment.
Our electronics burned out, so now we need to find something.
Replace it. The war goes on after all.
To restore what was lost, the soldiers have started a fundraiser because without radios and generators, it's simply impossible for them to work. Daria Nazarova, Zaporizhzhia, TSN, 1+1, Marathon United News,
and our Andriy Tsaplenko tried to explore the revolutionary technologies that allow our defenders, despite the shortage of personnel, to hold the part of Donetsk region controlled by Ukrainian forces. And it is the 93rd Brigade Kholodny Yar, where Andriy visited, that is now in urgent need of the Vampire. This is a high-tech unmanned aerial system that our forces use to destroy the enemy's front lines, eliminate equipment, and take out enemy personnel. That's why your 10, 20, or even 100 hryvnias donated via this QR code will help our soldiers defend our land and each one of us. Thank you.
Not long ago, you could easily drive down this road to Sloviansk. Now it's better to turn off it. And if you do have to drive on it, put the pedal to the metal. Now FPV drones can reach here. This is warned not only by new road signs, but also by the skeletons of burned-out cars. The enemy systematically targets logistics with drones, with increasing accuracy and deeper strikes. That's why ground robots are now taking on the job of delivering everything needed to the front line.
In such critical missions, effective team coordination and strong crew cohesion play a truly crucial role. It's literally a matter of survival. This is because every additional second spent at the position increases the risk of a dangerous drone strike.
Together with the crew of the 93rd Brigade, we're heading to the loading point. The soldier with the carbine shotgun is watching not so much the sky as the ground. Near Kostiantinivka, quite a few so-called sleeper drones lie in wait in standby mode by the roadside, waiting for high-value targets. And for the Russians, we are a very high-value target. A pickup truck with a ground robot. So the shooter needs to spot the FPV drone immediately, and preferably before it catches up to our pickup.
At this moment, the ground robot is currently being carefully unloaded, and this is considered the most dangerous and riskiest part of the operation, mainly because everything must be done very quickly and efficiently before the enemy's aerial scout has a chance to spot this vehicle.
Sometimes you just can't do without human hands. In just a few minutes, the fighters load heavy logs onto the iron back of their unmanned assistant, and it rather nimbly sets off toward the front line.
Establish contact.
The guys over there will have something to reinforce their dugout with, if the robot makes it.
Go, 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 let's go.
The next mission is just as important and just as risky. In the tunnel under the net, you feel protected from drones, but you have to dash out from under the net into open space. So we stop to check the sky. How's the sky looking?
Clear.
Clear! Alright, good, let's go. Kostiantynivka is a strategically important stronghold for the Ukrainian military. Dozens of aerial bombs fall on the city every day, and Russian drones fly over the maze of streets hunting for the defenders of Kostiantynivka. But their main target is logistics. The starting point was chosen right in Kostiantynivka. From here, a tracked drone will deliver water to a remote observation post. The cargo is already on the platform, to shorten the time when we're exposed to the enemy, like in the palm of their hand. Everything is done quickly. Now this drone will deliver water to the positions, and whether it makes it or not will determine if our guys can hold their positions.
Go, go, go! You can do it! Keep going! You've got this!
The Alter Ego Ground Robotic Systems Company carries out such missions every day. Gradually, all logistics and evacuation in the brigade are being shifted to robots.
Logistics is something that will eventually be the same for all units. People will no longer have to carry mines, mortars themselves. People will receive enough nutritious food and clean water. And please name this card. What card is this?
It's actually the Queen of Spades card.
Okay, it happens. It's nothing. It happens.
The chief engineer of the Kolodny Yar Brigade's ground robotics unit was a professional magician before the war. Now he continues to amaze by having his platforms accomplish tasks with a star, ones that just yesterday were considered impossible.
I can transport 200 kilograms at a time, 300, even half a ton.
But it doesn't always happen that way. If the enemy spots Ukrainian platforms, they unleash an entire arsenal on them, from mines and shells to FPVs and Lancets. They hit the vehicles, evacuating the wounded especially hard and mercilessly. But with a robot, you don't have to risk one life to save another. And the wounded's chances increase too, because robots mean gain time. Without them, sometimes there is no chance of evacuation at all.
If you take a look, for example, at this very combat vehicle of ours, it's already been hit, you see, more than once. There are damages, shrapnel, and traces of FPV strikes.
This thing, as I said, is a legend because it has survived about 11 or 12 FPV strikes.
If those had been people, riflemen, infantrymen, that would have been minus 11 soldiers.
Yeah, that's minus 11 soldiers.
In the area of Kostiantynivka, robots armed with machine guns are starting to carry out assault missions. Just a year ago, such missions were considered impossible.
I didn't believe in it either, but I've already carried out 3 or 4 such operations. Now everyone is arming themselves with machine guns, turrets, and Brownings, because they've already seen and understood that it's effective.
Right now, the engineers of the 93rd Brigade are preparing a wheeled robot with an OTS machine gun for deployment. Test firing is underway. The operators are satisfied with the shooting accuracy. Now all that's left is to wait for nightfall and move the drone as close as possible to the enemy's dugouts. Can you hear the microphone? They're not shooting at you, are they?
Not.
The Russians apparently did not expect that someone could get close to them, and at first they did not even return fire from the Ukrainian machine gun. But then apparently they recovered. Noise, noise. The response to the campaign has just been made, but the one who pulls the trigger can't really be reached. He is located kilometers away from the occupiers' positions.
At the moment, it's more of suppressive fire. So yes, we do have confirmed enemy eliminations, but there are shortcomings in reaction speed. That is, it's not something that can be changed in years. It's, well, there's an electronic component to it.
So the revolution of ground drones hasn't happened yet, but it's already clear what could suddenly bring it closer. Can such systems work with artificial intelligence so that the system itself selects targets?
I'm a bit concerned and afraid of this because right now at this moment we simply can't come up with a safeguard that will definitely work in the event that a friendly enters the system's field of view.
However, If Ukrainians are the first to teach such systems to select targets on their own, it will once again change the nature of war and help us hold out in conditions where there is a critical shortage of infantry in the trenches. Andriy Tsaplienko, Ilya Shinkarenko, Serhiy Parfilov, TSN Week, 1+1, Marathon, United News.
Ukrainian defenders have liberated and cleared Pankivka in Donetsk region of enemy troops. Meanwhile, the terrorist army has occupied Hrihorivka and advanced near 4 settlements. According to deep state analysts, this refers to Yampil and Orikov in the Donetsk region, Novoivanivka in Zaporizhzhia and Berezove in Dnipropetrovsk region. In particular, in the village of Yampil, the Russians tried to infiltrate by disguising themselves and posing as civilians. This was reported by the General Staff. It is known that enemy saboteurs were hiding in private houses and basements, using civilians as human shields. However, units of the 11th Army Corps quickly carried out anti-terrorist measures, detected the enemy, blocked them, and neutralized them. Currently, Yampil and the surrounding areas are fully under the control of the Ukrainian army. In total, there were more than 200 combat engagements on the front line over the past day. A quarter of all assault actions were recorded in the Pokrovsk direction. Despite the pressure from the enemy army, the General Staff reports a successful attack on the command posts of the Center Group and the 41st Combined Arms Army of the occupiers operating in the Pokrovsk area. The Ukrainian Defense Forces noted that these strikes significantly disrupt the occupiers' command and control. Royal Air Force aircraft will protect the skies over Poland as part of a NATO mission. The Ministry of Defense reports the deployment of Typhoon fighter jets to Poland. Britain will join forces with Denmark, France and Germany to strengthen NATO's defense on the eastern flank. This move comes after Russian drones entered Polish territory last week. And this is the most serious violation of NATO airspace by Putin to date. The British Prime Minister stated that these aircraft are not just a show of force. They are critically important for deterring Russian aggression, and he reaffirmed the commitment to support Ukraine and continue to put pressure on Putin. Just a few days after Russia's incursion into Polish airspace, there was a violation of Romanian airspace. NATO responded with a mission. Eastern Sentinel, which involves deploying equipment and deterrent forces on the border with Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine,